What is going on, guys? It is me, George, from the TacoCats here, and today I'm going to be doing a kind of a bit of a different video. On the eve of FIFA 15, which is coming out in September, I'm going to be doing a little talk through the career mode and new features that were released at Gamescom. Now, I know this is a little bit late to be doing this, but this is something that's been requested by a few people, that I talk about the career mode. Now, you may have known that kind of last year sometime I was doing a FIFA 14 career mode, and I really enjoyed that, but unfortunately the save got deleted. But Christmas time I'm hoping to get myself an Xbox One and FIFA 15 with it, and hopefully I can be able to bring you some another career mode. So let's just talk through the career mode features that have been released at Gamescom. I'm going to read out what it says and then give my own opinions on it. We don't want that. But we've got some screenshots on the screen now. I've zoomed in a little bit. So let's just read. One of FIFA's most popular modes continues to improve as managing and finding players becomes even more authentic. So as you can see here, we've got this thing called Team Sheets now, which has been added, and we'll get into that a little bit in a minute. So the first thing first is player growth. FIFA 15 has a more realistic system for player growth and potential. Highly rated older players won't retire as quickly, and high potential players grow faster if you give the opportunity to do so. Now, this is something that has been a little bit unrealistic in previous FIFAs. When you've had older players, let's take Zlatan Ibrahimovic for example. If you play as PSG in a career mode, or if you scout Zlatan Ibrahimovic, his rating just drops so much. I think he's around 33, 34, I'm not too sure, but oh god, what is this? Let's get rid of this. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll just leave that there. Jesus Christ. But Zlatan Ibrahimovic, his kind of potential and his growth just dips down so much, and he's still a great player in real life. And I think now that this has hopefully been addressed, I mean, of course they're going to slowly drop down the ratings, but I think this is a good thing that they've kind of refined a bit. And with the young players as well, if you keep playing them, sometimes I found if you keep playing the young players in FIFA 14, it sometimes doesn't grow as well as you think, and it takes quite a while. It takes a couple of seasons to actually get the momentum together and get the players growing. So hopefully now you can, if you play someone like Ross Barkley, Adnan Januzaj, for example, for a continuous amount of games, then hopefully their potential, you'll see some good increase in the stats, because I could imagine them two players having high potential in FIFA 15. Oh, this bloody thing, that is quite annoying. We'll just leave it down there. So the Global Transfer Network. Improved scouts will now automatically recognise squad weakness and suggest replacement players based on the team you want to build. So the scouting system was something fairly new to FIFA in general. FIFA 14 had the Global Transfer Network, and it worked well, but you weren't able to find the great players that it was supposed to be worked up to be. So hopefully with this improvement now you can kind of see what positions in your team are weak. I can imagine, I don't know if you really need this, because you can look at your team itself and see who the weaker players are by their ratings, looking at their stats. But I guess this is just a quick way for the scouts to have more use into the game and provide more feedback, whereas they were just looking for transfers. Now they can suggest replacement players based on the kind of people in your team and the style of play you do. So as you can see, we've got a nice screenshot down here of the PSG team with roles here. As you can see, you've got the left wing and left midfield role. It's something we'll probably get into in a minute. I guess this is on the team sheet thing, but we'll talk about that in a second. So intuitive player search. A new player search screen lets you find players faster and better suited to your team. Players' names populate as you search. So the player search was a little bit more difficult last year. You kind of had to use the scouts to find the players, because if you just searched like strikers, then it would come up with A to Z and strikers. It wouldn't come up with like the best rated strikers. You had to kind of scout the players first. It could get a little bit tedious after a while. You're not too sure on what the players are like, so you have to kind of use third-party sources on the internet, like Foothead or whatever, to look at these players. Hopefully, this new player search can kind of refine the details of these players that you're trying to look for. And it looks like you can find players that are a lot better suited to your team. So I could imagine each player now will characteristically have a style of play that they like to see, and then that could be on a little tab perhaps on their individual bios. So they could possibly have like their style of play. So let's take Ricky Lambert for example, target man. So if you're looking for a team that likes to play it long, up to a target man, Ricky Lambert will be a good player for you perhaps. Which I guess is quite nice actually, so you can really identify a philosophy in the way you want to play, because last time in previous FIFAs you just kind of just play normally, you don't really have a set philosophy, you just kind of play things, and hopefully now you can adapt to other people's teams, so the opposition, so you can change your style of play to suit the match. Storylines and presentation. Accurate and in-depth analysis around players, teams and leagues during the match and throughout the mode as you progress through your career. So it looks like you can go into detail with looking at the other teams and the players in the opposition. So you can look at their key players perhaps, or you can look at how the team plays, or their style, their form. So you can look into that detail and you can pick a team around that, and you can adapt your philosophy like I was saying earlier. I think this is a really good thing to add. It's kind of a little bit like Football Manager, but I like the direction that the career modes go in. I would prefer it to be more like a Football Manager kind of in detail career mode. What I would quite like to have one day in FIFA is to have a kind of bit like in Football Manager, you have a classic and like a full simulation mode. It'd be nice if you kind of have like a more casual career mode which you can go into, where it's just basically finding players, like kind of the old style of looking at players, where you've got the highest rated first all the way down to the lowest. I think that would be good for a kind of more classic version, and then you've got a more in-depth version like this kind of one where it's heading. But maybe that's something for the future. But storylines and presentation is something that I'd really quite like to have. Another thing which would be nice is when players kind of talk to you, like, oh, can we play this game or whatever. It'd be quite nice if you can respond to them in different ways, which would be really good. If you can actually respond, and I guess that could tie into the storylines and presentation, because you could have your own storylines with certain players. They could say that, look, I want to transfer, but you're saying, you're a really important part of our team, we need to keep you. It'd be nice if you could get a little bit more contact within your staff and your team. Hopefully that's something that's going to be involved in FIFA 15, but I think that would be a really good thing to have a look at. So team management. FIFA 15 gives you a brand new way to manage squads and team sheets across modes, including career mode. Customize up to 6 different team sheets per club and alter your strategy based on your next opponent. The changing tactics and game and fitness of your players get your favourite team playing the way you want them to play. So emphasis on the you. Team sheets then. So this is something that is great to see. You can change your side really quickly, and it looks like you can have up to 6 different team sheets per club. So you can have a cup team like it's like you can see in the picture here of PSG. You can have a default, you can have an attack, you can have a defense, so you can really set your team up the way you want. So let's say if you're coming up against a really attacking side and you've got to defend the title or something, then you can play a very defensive team. Or if you're going out for the attack, you can play a very attacking lineup. You can alter the tactics, and you can quickly just change that based on fitness as well. You can also just swap out players really quickly, and I think this is a really good thing, speeding up the process a bit. You haven't got to go into your squad, change your players, all sorts like that. So hopefully this works really nicely, and I think it will. I think it really will. I think this is something they should have added quite a while ago, team sheets. And it is, again, it's another way of adapting your team to the way other teams play as well, so you can really just create a team based on. So you could have like a team sheet against top 4 teams, and you can alter that off their form, and maybe you could have a team team sheet where you play against lesser teams than you. You can put some different players in, try some different things. I think this is a really good way to try and identify your specific style of play, which I think is really good to see in FIFA 15. Hopefully this will work nicely. So continuing on with the team management. Instructions. Player instructions can be applied to each of the 10 outfield players with multiple options per position. From defensive positioning and mentality to run types and attacking mentality. Now this is something that sounds really cool as well. You can actually set your players certain instructions depending on what they're going to be doing through the game and what you want them to do in the game. This is good. This is going in a good direction. I can kind of see the connection with the players now. You can see that you can get them to play the way you want. So also with the new animations as well, I think this will fit in nicely because it says new run types, so you can kind of, I think the animations in graphically for FIFA 15 and the way that it's going to tactically work is going to play in really nicely. I think you're actually going to be able to see a big difference between different roles. I was a little bit skeptical about the instructions thing. I was just kind of thinking, well, you don't really give your players instructions in previous FIFAs. You just kind of play the way it's very complicated. But hopefully the instructions can now kind of provide a little bit more depth into what you're trying to achieve and what philosophy you're going for as a coach. And this is also ties in nicely with the mentalities and the team sheets, so you can kind of have different instructions during different kind of things, and hopefully this is a thing you can alter during the game as well, because you need to change players' instructions throughout the game. You can either tell them to sit a lot deeper or push up higher, not just throughout a whole team but just individual players. Formations now. Preset formations for any of your custom squads and pick one of the best one to take on your next opponent. So again, we touched on this earlier. Create a squad and you can look at your opponent. Hopefully maybe your scouts can come back with details on the opponents who are coming up next, their form, last 5 games. We've touched on this, and hopefully this can tie in nicely. Roles. Set roles like captain, set piece and penalty takers for each of your squads. Again, nothing too new there really. I mean, it's just kind of setting roles for different team sheets and what you want the players to do. Again, it's just speeding up the process between last year's game where you had to just go into the squad, change the roles, blah blah blah. It's just making it a lot more quicker and adding a few little nice things here and there. Tactics. Set a default team tactic to each of your team sheets so your game plan is locked before hitting the pitch, or go deeper and add custom tactics to any of your lineups. So this is another thing that I think's really nice. You can just get your philosophy concrete straight away, put it on the table. That's your game plan. And then you can obviously alter that for whatever situation you're going into, which I think is good to see. And now you kind of have more role as a manager, and it looks like the scouts have got more involvement, and you can really set yourself a style of play, which is something you couldn't really do in previous FIFAs. You just went with it really. You could either play it long all the time or just play it short passing. So now you can really just have that versatility in your team, and that can be applied on different team sheets as well. Is there anything else we've got here? No. So that is the career mode I've touched on there. There may be some more little things they add in. I hope the scouting is a lot more refined now, not only for youth players but for the first team kind of stuff as well. Youth players I'd really like to see a little bit more kind of emphasis on. Maybe make that a little bit more realistic, because you can find a lot of quite good potential players quite easily, I think, in the youth setup. So hopefully they can kind of look at that, work on things, just refine little bits. Hopefully you can get some more contact with the players and the scouts. Hopefully that's the thing that they can really look at. But that's all from me. Christmas time is when I'm probably going to be doing my FIFA 15 career mode. I'm going to do it with Manchester United. It's a team I support, and I really want to kind of see how they do, get them back into the Champions League, and you know, I really want to kind of get that connection, play the way I want Manchester United to play. And after that, I'll probably do another career mode, maybe in a different country. I was thinking Italy, perhaps, or Germany. I'm not too sure yet. I'll let you guys decide on the second part of my FIFA 15 series. But I'm going to be doing Manchester United, and hopefully we can get some good progress in there. There'll be Sims 4 tomorrow on Tuesday. Obviously, this will be up today. Tomorrow will be a second installment of Sims 4. And then there'll be another one later the week. There'll be Minecraft on Wednesdays, hopefully. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Comment down below what you're thinking of FIFA 15 career mode or any other FIFA 15 things. If you want me to talk over some other features, maybe give my opinion on some other stuff in FIFA 15, then I'll be happy to do so. And remember to subscribe for all this lovely content that's coming out. It's been me, George, from the TacoCats, and I'll see you next time. Take care.